Hi, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I've decided to try my hand at an altered book, you guys. So I have a Reader's Digest that I found at a thrift store, and I like this. I'm going to grungy it up at some point, you know, when I get close to the end, I think. So, but it's in really good condition. So my first mistake is that, so I've never done one. And I went ahead and pulled out all of my papers. And then I ended up with, fat here and then skinny over here. And I think it was about maybe a ½ an inch after pulling out all of my papers. And then I realized that it was going to make it hard to glue. So I took some of the pages that I pulled out and I've been poking them back in a little bit, so that I have something to push on. Otherwise, when I go to glue, it was just going to be at an odd angle. And so, I don't know. So probably wasn't the best choice to do it the way I did to begin with. I have only watched a couple of people do altered books. One is Gayle Agostinelli, and I watched a series that she did months ago. And then the other one is Tina at Shabbydabbydoodah, and she's doing one right now that it's a beginner's one, but I've watched her do them in the past as well. So I'm taking kind of both of those people and going from there to try and get this accomplished. So I've left a few pages at the front that I'm going to have to, cover somehow. I'm thinking I'm going to try painting. I don't think I've seen Gayle in the ones that I've watched. I haven't seen her paint, but maybe she does. And then, but Tina does at Shabbydabbydoodah. So I think I'm going to try that, but I don't have the paint right now. I'm going to have to run over to the hardware store and grab some after I do this video, because it's going to take a while to paint and let it dry. I'm using my newsworthy paper pad that I found at the thrift store the other day. I'm very excited about that. And I'm going to try and do the whole thing with that one. Okay, so what I've done is I've left the first few pages, and then I took one page and pulled out 9. And then this will be the page for the pocket. Okay, and then we're not going to talk about that anymore. I'm just going to kind of talk as I glue. So, and I think I might go ahead and glue this first one down. I don't like this picture, and I was afraid that trying to paint over it, I would still see that picture. And so I'm going to completely cover it. And this paper is pretty thin, so I'm hoping my glue doesn't show through too much. So I don't know. Like I say, this is all new to me. When I was watching Gayle, she used her Yoo-hoo or Oohoo, I can't remember how you say that, but she used that kind of glue, and it works great for her, but my experience has been that it doesn't stick for me. And I wonder if that has to do with climate or something like that. Okay, so this is art glitter glue, and this is not going to be easy, especially on this side. Because once it's down, it's down. I have left a little bit of an edge here. Okay, so this is where I was like, it's going to be a problem because I'm not going to have anything to push it down on to get the glue to kind of stick and spread out and stuff. So, but maybe I can turn it this way. One thing I have seen in watching other people do these videos is that there is a lot of flipping and maneuvering and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of trying to get the glue to stick everywhere. Hopefully I put those in right side up. Okay, I did. And I'm gonna see if I have a card that I can use. I do. I used to shop at the Dress Barn occasionally, and I don't know if they fully went out of business, but our Dress Barn closed. They may not exist anymore at all, but boy, they sure had some cute dresses in there. I really like wearing dresses during the summertime. Okay, so that's in, and I'm hoping it's, I could have gotten a little more glue on the edge. Okay, so I need to remember that for next time, that I really need to focus on the edge. I'm going to glue that down real good, and then I'll just wipe off the excess. And then again, I need to get it in there and down with the book in the right place. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully that is good. I mean, it's down, so. Oh, it's not down up here. Okay. So this first one, I'm going to, I like these together because the colors, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down, and then I'm going to do a punch for like a thumb hole. I did ink already on these. And I'm getting really close to the edge. And then if I don't put lots of glue on the page, when you go to turn the page, it's going to get all like, you know, it'll kind of bubble up in the center. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean? The page in the center will be loose, and I think that'll be kind of annoying. That's where I wish that the glue stick would work better for me. Okay, I'm going to lay it down from this side. I actually have the house all to myself right now, you guys. That never happens. My son's gone doing something all the time, so that's not unusual, but you know, my daughter's doing school at home right now, so she's always home, and my husband works from home, so he's always home. But they are out practicing driving right now. They just left. And so I'm all alone. Okay. And then what did I want for the back side? This is the back side. So what I'm going to try and do is have a page that you can write on. I think I'm going to put a little bit of paint kind of in the center of this so that it's more of a writing spot. And then that's the pocket. And then this page you'll be able to write on. And then we'll have another pocket. I'm going to try and do that. And they don't usually add a lot of pages for writing in these paper packs. So we'll see. I mean, I hope I don't run out by the time I get through the book. And there will be quite a bit of, you know, repetition, I think, once I get to the end of the book, of the writing pages. So, I mean, I guess I could always go buy a few. And so on both Gayle's and Tina's, they've done more collaging. And, you know, this being my first one, I thought I'm just going to do this because, well, I've not done a lot of collaging, first of all. And so I thought maybe when I'm trying something new isn't probably the time to also try and do it with collage. So I'm just doing full sheets of paper. And some of the pages look collaged. So, you know, I'll get the look a little bit. Okay. So then the thing that I'm sort of concerned about, and this is something that Gayle talked about, was gluing it. Okay, first I need to make my punch. I'm gonna do a top punch. And then I need to remember to ink them before I glue them. Okay. I'll go just a little bit farther down. And so I'm just going to glue here and here. But then she talked about, you know, kind of making sure that it lines up properly, because that way, you know, when you go to open it, we'll see. You know, I don't know. We'll just see. I guess it kind of makes sense for, you know, the way the book would lay naturally is how you would want to have them lay when they're glued. I'm hoping that I'm doing it right. Or maybe there isn't necessarily a right and I'm too worried about it. I don't know, but we'll see. Well, it seems to be okay right now. Okay. So the next one, we'll go ahead and glue down. So I only have a couple of them prepared to show. And then I think I'm going to run off and get some paint. I'm thinking I'm going to do sort of an off-white, you know, since I'm distressing it and stuff like that. It would maybe not make so much sense to use white. And I'm going to get flat. I have paint here in my house that is satin, and I don't want them to stick together. And I'm thinking that satin might, you know, the finish of the paint is satin. And I'm thinking that they might stick together if I try and do it that way. So I'm going to go look for some flat. And we have an Ace Hardware nearby, and they have like sample cans. So hopefully I'll be able to just find one that's pre-made and that sort of thing for a few dollars. Cute, right? Those cars. And then I have the pages that I tore out, and there were 9 of them. And so then my back page is going to be this one. I have been out driving with my daughter. You know, she's wanting to get her license pretty soon. And So I've been out with her every day this week. And I said to my husband, maybe you could go today, you know, because during the week he's working. So, you know, it makes sense that I would be the one to go with her. But sure does cut into my crafting time, you guys. So, yeah. And of course, Dad doesn't gasp and things like I do. I have that gasp reflex when something happens that startles me. She's like, Mom, don't do that. Like, I can't help it. I try really hard to be silent and not, I don't know, give advice about any of her driving, because I know most of you, I don't know if I have any gentlemen that watch. If I do, hello, gentlemen. But women don't like to, in general, take advice. I know this because I am one. And, you know, like some advice, yes, but I don't know. If you have a daughter who's a teenager, you know what I'm talking about. They don't like to be mothered. They get done with being mothered when they're about 10. And so I walk on eggshells around my teenage daughter. She is a sweet, sweet, sweet girl. Do not get me wrong. I adore her. But I'm like, so Emily, would you like my advice at this point, or should I say nothing? She'll say, go ahead. So, not ridiculous, but I'm sure I did the same thing to my mom. Let's see, yeah. So yesterday, our adventure included parallel parking and backing around a corner. And she did fine. I mean, there's not a lot of necessity where we live to do either one. I told her it is really handy for yard sailing. She's like, but I don't yard sail, Mom. I said, I have used some driving skills when I go out yard sailing, because there's a lot of times there'll be tons of cars, you know, and you got to figure out a place to park. And so, you know, there's backing around corners, and so I'm just putting glue here and here. When I was growing up, we yard sailed a lot, but it's not something I ever thought I would do myself. I just didn't think about it, I guess. And when I was growing up, our yard sailing was out of necessity. You know, if we wanted new clothes, they were always secondhand or hand-me-downs. That's just the way it was. You know, we couldn't afford new. And so I think that it wasn't a fun thing for us, because it was a necessity. It wasn't like a treat. And so then as I got older, and I was like, wait, there's a yard sale. I started seeing the value in it more. I would say probably maybe right around 30. I began to see, well, the fun and the value in it. So you never know. She'll probably change her mind. Her and Colton both loved going when they were little, because they would, you know, get toys. There's always a toy at a yard sale, so they loved it. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna do, okay, that's not down. Maybe I need to, okay, so as I continue on, I think I'm going to cut my page a little more narrow, because it's hitting. There in the corner. Okay, so my thoughts are, I have a few pages. This one is fine. And this one I might probably just put some decoration right there. And then I will, paint this, paint, and decorate. So then here I have writing and a pocket, writing and a pocket. And then I thought I would do another painted page for writing. And then I would start another pocket. So I would do 2 pockets after that. So this one is going to be painted. And then decorated, you know, but painted. So, and I'm thinking maybe I will do one more with you guys, and maybe it'll be like a folded pocket or something like that. Okay, painted. So I could even do one like this. I guess I'll do this. And I'm going to not fold it all the way back so that it doesn't have a real thick, you know, fold to have to worry about over here. And yeah, I think I'll try that. And then I have to find paper. Is that right? Yes. My torn pages are right here. Okay. So let me look in my book real quick. Let's see what I want to use. Maybe I'll do this one because I can have this part kind of here and then this part on this. I think maybe I'll do that, or vice versa. Which way does it go? It goes this. The writing on it is, oh, it's both ways. Okay. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come out a little ways from the edge because that's being a problem. And then I'm just going to mark it around there. And there. Sometimes these are so hard to mark and then see where you marked. I'm actually going to come out just a little ways. I did switch the blade in my paper cutter. It needed it. I definitely realized how badly it needed it when I started trying to cut this thin little paper. And then I'm just going to kind of try and get to where that mark is down here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so that will go there. And then we'll do it like that, I think. So we're going to keep going that way, but come on. I'm thinking maybe right around here. You know, it would have been smart for me to just cut one piece and cut it in half or something. Oh. Ugh. I moved the paper. Sorry if this is torturous to watch. Trying to give you something to look at. I could cut it off to the side, but then you'd just be looking at the book. Okay. So we'll just do this one, and I think I'll do it that direction. And then I'm going to stop the video and go and find some paint. And I'll paint a couple of pages and see how that works, to see if I want to continue with that or not. I really don't know at this point. And a lot of times when I've seen people doing these altered books, they're thinner book. And so I don't know if I've bitten off way more than I can chew. We're gonna find out. Like I might be doing this for 3 months before I ever finish it. If that's the case, I'll move on. I won't make you guys sit through it all. Okay, I need to glue this down. Doesn't have to be a ton, it just needs to, you know, stay put. And then glue this down. Nope, this one. Okay, so you guys saw my haul video the other day. On my way home that day, I saw an estate sale sign. And I went back yesterday and looked at it, and I found some vintage music paper, which was very cool. And then I came home and I saw a couple more signs here locally. So I went to those and I found some really cool books that I thought would go really good with, you know, the images in the books would go really good with this. So I'm excited about decorating, you know, all the bits and pieces that I will have to choose from, and I'll show you those in just a minute. Oops, lid. And this, I think either way is fine. So upside down, not upside down, I'm not sure, but I think it's fine. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and glue that. I'm not worried about a thumb hole punch because it's quite obvious that it's a pocket, and you know, you'll be able to see something coming out of it, so I'm not too concerned about that. So I'm just going to close it to push that down. A little glue seeping out on the side. Okay. So, pocket, writing page, pocket. And then this one will be a pocket also. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit and dry. Oh gosh, you guys, I probably didn't need to buy the whole stack, but she only wanted $5 for the whole stack. Look at this. It's the Live It Again series, and it's the 40s. So I'm just going to get this out of the way and show you kind of one of them. There are some really, really cool pages. Sorry about that noise. But don't you think these pictures are going to go really cool in inside? I'm just looking to see where you guys are. Aren't those great? So I think this will be fun. I think I'm just going to take one of the books and just use, you know, pictures from one, so I'm not cutting into a whole bunch of different ones. Really cool. And there's a little bit of everything, you know. There's cars, there's food, there's people. Somebody shoveling, comics, horses. I mean, there's just a little bit of everything. How cute. That's probably Marilyn, I imagine. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's going to be really cool. So I'm going to head off and buy some paint and start painting my pages, and hopefully make another video later today showing you how that turned out and maybe moving on from there. I'm not sure how much actual gluing of pockets you're going to want to look at, because that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.